Good morning, class. I am Teacher Kim, and I am here to present the TIP model, which stands for Technology Integration Planning Model, Effective Classroom Uses of Technology. So, these are the learning objectives. Learners will be able to understand the technology integration planning model, and learners will be able to develop a positive attitude in this lesson. And for our psychomotor is learners will be able to apply this knowledge in their area of expertise. So I hope by the end of this lesson, everyone will achieve these learning objectives in our topic for today. So what is the IP model? The IP model is designed for our beloved teachers, especially those due to technology. Uh, Helps teachers to plan for effective classroom uses of technology, and it composed of 5 distinct phases. And these phases are: first one is relative advantage, second one is objectives and assessments, integration and strategies, and 4 instructional environment, 5 evaluation and revision. Each phase is accompanied by a checklist of questions to ensure effective uses. So I am here to elaborate each phases para naman sa ganon, mas maintindihan nyo siya kung ano yung nakapaloob dun sa bawat phases na yon. So, first one, phase 1, the relative advantage. Nandiyan yung figuring out instructional problems. So, i-assess muna natin yung mga problem na maaari natin ma-encounter along the way. Then, deciding if a technology-based solution is best. Kung kailangan ba natin mag-incorporate ng technology in our lesson or not. Or magre-relate tayo sa traditional way of teaching. And number 3, ask questions as to the impact of technology-based solution. So, you're going to conduct questions para para ma-assess mo siya kung kailangan mo ba talagang i-integrate yung technology doon sa lesson mo or not, or better not. So, these are the checklists. Nakapalood dito ang do I have topics, curriculum objectives, or insights I have difficulty in teaching. Then are any of the above a good match for a technology-based solution? And what is the relative advantage of the technology-based solution? And is a relative advantage sufficient to justify the effort and expense of using this solution? So parang i-assess mo siya kung maganda bang mag-integrate ka ng technology doon sa lesson mo for today, or kung mag-i-stick ka lang sa traditional way of teaching. So yun lang yung pinaka main message nitong ating checklist. Then dumako tayo sa phase 2 na merong isang bullet. This phase 2 is the objectives and assessments. So, state desired outcomes in terms of improving students. So, dito, magpo-prospect ka ng kung anong gusto mong maging outcome ng yung presentation para din sa ikagaganda at ikabubuti ng mga estudyante mo. Nandito, meron pa palang sub-bullet. Nandito yung achievement nila, yung attitude nila, and performance. So, para siyang naka-angkla pa din sa ating objectives. Yung ating tatlong domain, cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. Thank you so much. Match appropriate assessment strategies to each outcome. So, in our lesson, parang makukonek natin siya and ma-prepare natin siya doon sa ating target outcome doon sa ating mga domain na ito. And then, yung checklist ng ating phase 2, what outcomes do I expect of students after the instruction to show me they have learned? So, nandito na papasok yung parang ano yung ini-expect mong magiging outcome nung mga estudyante or yung mga natutunan nila in your lesson. What is the best way for me to assess students' learning, written ba or product? So, dito naman yung kung anong way ang gagamitin mo para ma-assess mo yung bawat estudyante sa kanilang mga natutunan. And then, do the assessment instruments, test rubrics exist, or do I have to develop them? So, titingnan mo kung tawag dito, kung meron ka ba nito, or kung kaya mo ba siyang i-provide, kung kaya mo ba siyang i-integrate sa lesson mo, or kung may magagamit ka ba na proper assessment rubrics or anything na makakatulong sa yung evaluation para sa kanilang learning. Then, phase 3, dumako tayo sa phase 3, which is integration strategies. Nandito yung decide on activities that incorporate technology resources. Use websites such as Blue WebN to help plan lessons and find resources. So, dito na tayo sa dako na kung saan i-integrate na natin yung iba't ibang strategies na pwede natin magamit. Like for example, mag-utilize ka ng website or anything na platform para mas makatulong sa pagtuturo mo or kahit na anong way na kung saan gagamit ka ng technologies o kung magpe-present ka ba through projection or PPT, mga ganon, Canva, nasa sa'yo na yun kung ano siya, kung goods ba siya or not. So, nandito yung checklist natin for phase 3. Will the instruction be single subject or interdisciplinary? So, kung dun papasok yung naka-direct ka ba sa isang subject lang or meron pang iba't ibang topic or iba't ibang branches yung ituturo mo sa kanila. Then, will students work as individuals, pairs, small or large group, whole class, a combination? So, i-assess mo rin dito kung kailangan ba nilang mag-work individuals or may mga groupings or mas better kung by pair. So, ipaplan mo siya ahead of time. Then, should activities be directed, constructivist, or a combination of these? So, yung mga activities dito, i-assess mo rin siya kung paano yung magiging atake doon ng mga by pairing ba siya or anything na kailangan na ganito, mas maganda yung ganyan. Then, what strategies should I use to encourage female and minority student involvement? So, iisipin mo din dito yung mga strategies na maaari mong magamit kung magre-require ba siya ng majority of this gender or what. So, kailangan i-plan mo pa rin siya ahead of time. What sequence of activities should I teach? Tsaka yun, yung mga activities dapat doon nakahanda na. Kailangan prepared talaga before ka mag-integrate ng lesson mo. And will students have enough time to learn the technologies before I begin grading? So, dito na papasok yun sa technologies kung goods ba siya sa estudyante o kung mahihirapan din ba sila in terms of pag nag-integrate ka ng ganitong lesson by using technologies or anything na nag-incorporate sa ating TIP model. Kung mahihirapan ba sila or hindi. Do I have demonstration of equipment and the software skills student will need? So dito, siyempre iisipin mo rin yung kapakanan ng mga estudyante mo kung mahihirapan ba sila or hindi. Parang kagaya nung sa unang bullet. So iisipin mo rin yung nila, yung sitwasyon nila, kung makasabay ba sila or hindi. Then number 4, phase 4, instructional environment, deciding on resources and conditions to support the activities. Put the resources and conditions into place for the best support. Requires the most planning and checking. So dito papasok yung pinaka mas mabusising checking and planning kasi titingnan mo kung available ba yung mga resources na meron ka, kung kaya mo i-provide or yung school nyo. Then ito yung ating checklist. How many computers and copies of software do I need to carry out the activity? So, titingnan mo kung may availability ba ng computer o kung ilan ba yung kailangan. If-ever na kung laboratory yung inyong subject, kung kailangan ng computer lab, or kung ma-access ba siya ng lahat or ma-access siya ng klase nyo. How many computers and copies of software are available o kung ilang mayroong computer, kung ma-accommodate ba nito kung yung dami ng estudyante na meron ka. Kasi hindi naman natin pwedeng ikanda kang lesson na may naiiwan yung walang kunyari. Like for example, you only have 20 computers and then ang estudyante mo ay 30. So parang napaka-unfair naman nun kung yung 20 ay may iwan. So pwede naman tayong gumamit ng alternative way para ma-experience nila yung gagawin yung experiment or activities using the computer. Siguro palitan na lang. And then over what time period and for how long will technology resources be needed? So syempre papasok doon yung time frame niyo since it's planning. Isipin niyo kung hanggang anong oras yung itatagal or kakainin ng pag-utilization ng mga technology resources. Then do I need to schedule time in lab or media center? So yun, magpa-plan ka pa rin for the scheduling ng inyong klase. if ever na kailangan nyo gumamit ng laboratory. Then, phase for checklist, nandito yung, have I provided for students privacy and safety? Have I made all necessary access provisions for students with physical disabilities? So, magiging accountable dito yung dito yung may mga problema sa health condition, papasok din siya dyan. Since dun mo papasok siya dun sa bullet number 2, iisipin mo rin yung kalagayan nila. And am I familiar with troubleshooting procedures specific to the hardware of software? So as a teacher, dapat mas maganda kung meron tayong enough knowledge or kaalaman sa pagkakalikot ng computer, especially kapag naka-encounter tayo ng mga problema which requires us to resolve immediately. Kasi mas magiging convenient yun sa atin while teaching na hindi na tayo tatawag pa ng iba't ibang technician or anything para ma-resolve yung mga problema na kinakaharap natin along the way. Am I familiar with troubleshooting procedures specific to that? So number 4, have I built in time to test run an equipment set up before the students arrive? So dito mo iisipin yung kung may enough time ka ba for preparation. Mas maganda, much better kung ahead of time, naka-ready ka na para sa kanila, para dire-diretso na lang yung lesson nyo. Have I built in time to back up important files? Have I trained students to back up theirs? So, nandito naman yung proper storing of the files na kakailanganin nila sa kanilang lesson. Pati ikaw as a teacher, dapat naka-back up yung mga files mo. And then, dito na tayo sa phase 5, yung pinakauling phase. Andito yung evaluation and revision. So, number 1 bullet, collect information on student achievement. So, dito, parang nandito na tayo sa point na i-assess natin yung ating learning outcomes. Kukuha ka ng mga information sa estudyante mo kung na-achieve ba nila yung ganito, ganyan, or ikaw bilang teacher, dun sa pag-utilize ng TIP model. Then, determine if the activities were successful in meeting outcomes. So, dito rin yung assessment na kung yung mga activities ba na kinandak mo ay effective or not. Then, determine what can be improved for the next time. Since nandito na tayo sa evaluation, lalabas sa dyan kung saang area tayo mahina, kung saang area na kailangan natin pagtuunan ng pansin na minsan na pag-iiwanan or kailangan pa talaga i-improve. So, lalabas siya dito sa phase 5. Since hihingi ka ng iba't ibang suggestion tsaka comments sa mga estudyante mo rin. And ito yung checklist niya. Were objectives achieved? What evidence do I have to indicate success? So, isa-isa mong i-assess yung learning objectives mo kanina. Kung na-achieve mo ba siya or not. O kung ano ba yung kailangan mong i-improve. Tsaka ano-anong mga evidence yung maaari mong gamitin para masabi mo na na-achieve mo siya. So, pwede natin gamitin yung mga ginawa nyo activities like for example, exams na nag-incorporate dun yung technology or yung anything na output na kinalabasan ng activities nila. Then, have I solicited feedback from students about how to improve activities? So, in this bullet, parang hihingi ka rin sa kanila ng suggestion kung nag-improve, kung paano ka mag-i-improve in the next way of teaching them. Then, do data and comments indicate changes are needed to improve? Are there other ways to arrange technology resources or activities to improve result? So, nandito na tayo sa mga outcomes at saka yung integration of technology para sa mas magandang improvement natin sa loob ng klase or sa ating lesson. So, yun lang yung aking report and I hope everyone learned from me. And this is my reference in my report and you can check it. If you want to, idadrop ko na lang din yung aming PowerPoint presentation sa G-Class or in the GC para maging accessible sa lahat. Thank you for listening.